Hey, Attorney Stephanie, I see what you're saying, but some of the stuff that Diddy did was really bad. Don't you think that he should go to prison for that?
Now, I ain't saying he ain't a mofo. I'm just saying that is being a mofo against the law. Okay, let me give you a situation. I had a client and we had a horrible case, really bad case. And the dude was pretty bad. I mean, bad. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about the bad. In my presentation to the jury, we had to acknowledge that there were some negative and bad things that were going on with my client's activity and his conduct. But the bottom line is that's not what he's on trial for. If he was on trial for being an asshole, yeah, he'd be guilty. If he's on trial for being a mofo, guilty. If he was on trial for being a user, guilty. If he was on trial for being an abuser, guilty. When you take in consideration what the actual crime is, and you cloud that with all the bad stuff that the person does, that's an injustice. And I understand that people's like, you know what, you get them how you get them. Well, there's an avenue for domestic violence. The avenue for domestic violence is not in federal court. The avenue for domestic violence is in state court. So suppose I decide that I don't like you and I don't like how you treat people, and you treat people horribly, and you're the worst person ever. And I want you to go to prison for being a demon and a devil. And a prosecutor decides to charge you with whatever that has nothing to do with what you did, but only to do with how you treat people. Black and brown people better worry about that. For real. Government overreach is real. I'm not going to talk about the Diddy case. I'm not going to highlight the Diddy case. I just want people to understand, man, like really, government overreach is real. And I'm hearing the evidence. I'm hearing it secondhand. I'm not in there. You're not in there. So you don't know. And so the bottom line is this. He a freak. And I had this discussion with my daughter, one of my daughters. One of my daughters said, when I made a comment that she overheard, she said, so you're supporting him? You don't think that he needs to go to prison? He's a horrible person. He's a horrible person. I said to her, look, everybody has their opinions. The bottom line is I'm not saying anything about whether or not this man deserves to go to prison. What I am saying is that there is law. And I don't know of any law that says that you can't be freaky. Whatever's going to happen in his case is what's going to happen. But the overreach is what I have a problem with. And this is my opinion and nobody else's opinion. When you interpret the law from a prosecution standpoint in a manner where you are now criminalizing personal, intimate acts with consenting adults, that's an issue. And I hear people that say, well, you're not consenting if you are, I want to be a rising star and I want him to like me so that I can be a rising star. And I did these things because I wanted him to like me because I wanted to be able to be a singer and all this other stuff. Government overreach. We need to be concerned about that.
Listen, y'all, listen. When it comes on to trafficking and the RICO side of, the case, I'm yet to see where all of that is proven. And I want to make one thing clear. I am no way, shape, or form defending Diddy, right? Because we all saw the video with him and Cassie, which means that physical abuse is a thing. But when it comes on to certain charges that they built the case on Diddy, from what I'm seeing, it's not real. Those charges are not really proven. And I'm just going to be honest. No, when it comes on to the freakiness, that is not breaking the law, but when the involvement of heavy pills, and you guys supposed to know what I mean, and abuse and coercion is involved, especially if the people did not go ahead with consent, did not give consent, then that is a different level when it comes down to the freakiness. But from what I'm hearing from a lot of these witnesses, a lot of them, and I said it before and I'm going to say it again, a lot of them, it sounds as if they knew what was up, but because of beneficial gain, because of the money, they exchange their body for the dollar bills, right? And that's what I'm seeing. I'm just being honest. So when it comes on to that side of freakiness, I would say, yes, that is against the law, but if they did give consent and all of that, then listen, Diddy's not in the wrong, and we're speaking legally. We're speaking, we're speaking beside the law, I should say. But I would really love to know what you guys think, because as stated, the Diddy case, it's really coming close to an end. But recently we have heard of juror misconduct, I believe, and it could lead to a mistrial and some crazy things. And we have went through, I think, 2 months. It would be crazy for all of these witnesses and other people to go through like all of that again. So I guess we just have to sit and wait and see what will happen. Hopefully a mistrial is not happening, because really and truly that will just really set back a lot of things. But when we look at it, it could be a strategy from the government. I want you guys to keep that in mind. But listen, I want you guys to hop in the comment section and let me know y'all perspective, let me know y'all thoughts. Remember to drop a like and subscribe, show some love. Drop a like and subscribe, show some love. I want to say thank you for your time and thank you for watching. It is your boy Premium Celeb, and as usual, your boy is out.